Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C at Place to Be. It's Deb C. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Deb C. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week and had a great day. I'm not pre-filming this. It actually is Tuesday here in Western Pennsylvania. It's not raining, knock on wood, that it doesn't. There we go. Okay, so we are going to get into Love Hotel. I did not watch it on Sunday because I watched the Tony Awards. So we're going to talk about Love Hotel. Grab your beverage. I have a water. Okay, let's jump right in. I made extra copious notes. I have 5 pages, front and back. So I guess it's more like, no, it's 5 pages. Okay. So they started off by rewinding till like so many hours until checkout. So 66 hours until checkout. Giselle and Phil are talking, and he says, listen, Giselle, I'm 63 and I don't have time to play any games. I can see us being besties, or I can see us being lovers. And she's like, okay, 65 hours until checkout is Ashley and Ralph. And she's like, listen, I've had lady relationships. And he's like, well, that's gonna need to be discussed because maybe it was just a phase. And she's like, but it wasn't. And then they rewind again, 48 hours. Well, maybe not rewinding, they fast forward 48 hours until checkout. And James is announcing to the group, hey, nobody touch Luann because she's my girlfriend. And Mitch is like, that's not the way that you treat her. And that's not the way to handle a lady. That's not how you handle Luann. That's not how you handle and talk to women. And if somebody talked to a woman like that, I would punch them. Woo! Watch out. And then they fast forward again, and 25 hours until checkout. And the ladies go into Shannon Storm Bedore's room, and she's crying. She got her hair in curlers and she's crying. And she says, they said, what's going on? The last time we saw you, you was having fun, you was dancing on tables. Someone said, I think it was Giselle, was like, this has got to do with Ralph. So we'll see. Okay. So they go back in time. They really start the episode at 72 hours until checkout. So everybody they picked up where they left it the week before, where they said goodbye to their besties, and there's not going to be an elimination right away. Shannon is like, what's his name? His name's not Zach. What is his name? It's not Zach, the love concierge or whatever. He's like, is there any news to report? And she's like, Shannon's secret squirrel's like, well, I do need to report. There was a man leaving a room without a shirt. And he was like, the love concierge was like, whose room was it? She's like, well, the man was coming out of a countess's room. Ooh. Coming out of a countess's room? You don't say. So during confessional, Luann was having a little fun. She was like, oh, Shannon, call me out like that. You don't have to be such a peeping Tom. And then she stops herself and says, well, oh, I have to find a different word to use besides Tom. Well, what are you going to call peeping Tom now? I mean, please don't say it's about Tom. It's about Tom. Well, I mean, you're gonna have to pick another name, a peeping Tim or something. Anyways, so and then Mark calls out James. He's like, he basically comes out and is like, hey, you're being a little showy. You're being a little like over the top and a little showy when it's supposed to be about like all of the men, you know? It's supposed to be about everyone. So yeah, it's supposed to be about the women getting to know everybody. But here you are marking your territory, being all loud, and he seems to get on a lot of men's nerves this week. So it's announced that there's going to be an overnight date before elimination. Giselle, no, she's not cool with it. She's like, I don't like to be cuddled. I don't want to spend the night with anybody. I'm going to tell you why. Giselle wasn't there for love. I'm just saying, I don't think Giselle's there for love. I think Giselle was just there for like a vacation. That's what I feel like. But first there's going to be a group date. Giselle is talking to Wale, and listen, Giselle, just like all the other women and everybody watching, wants Ashley to just pick Wale and quit it with this whole Ralph nonsense. So then Mark steals away with Ashley. Mark talks to Ashley and he's like, hey, I'm interested in Giselle. Off camera, Ashley's saying exactly what we're all thinking. He ain't got a chance. He doesn't have a chance. And Mark says, off camera, like, this whole thing with Luann, it's run its course. Like, she has James. It's obvious she's with James. So Giselle hasn't settled on anyone. So that's what that, see, listen, when he says that to me means, is that somebody that you would want to get tied up with? Not really, that you would want to start a relationship with. No, because the only reason he's talking to Giselle is because his first choice, is off the market because she's with James. So that's what I think. Shannon, and that once again, Shannon is another person's talking to Wale. He's talking to Wale about Ashley. And he seems like he might be over it, which I don't blame him. So there's a group activity set up, and it's basically the whole group is going to go, and they're going to paint what is their spirit animals. And the ladies are like, listen, we're going to, instead of sitting next to the person we're interested in, we're going to sit next to men that we're not interested in. So maybe we can get, Ashley's like, I need some pointers. I need some help here. So Ashley, Giselle, which funny enough, Giselle sits next to Mark. And because of this, listen, Ashley, anytime Ashley sees a man do one little thing, she's like, oh my God, I could see me spending the rest of my life with him. Ralph was painting a dragon, and she's like, just looking at Ralph painting his dragon and his eyes lighting up and getting so happy. I could see him with my kids. He's over there painting Guapo. She didn't know that he was painting Guapo, the love dragon. Makes sense, lizard. Remember? Okay. Yeah, she could be like, I see Ralph over there. He left the door open and he's taking a dump. You know what? I could see him being really good on my toilet at home. I think I could love him. So Luann just off the blue, after painting her face up here blue, she's like, hey everybody. Ashley's like, yes, Avatar. She announces that her friend started the biggest fetish fest in Tulum. So she's like, what's everybody's fetish? Luann's fetish, listen, when somebody said, Luann, what's your fetish? I really thought she was going to say cabaret. I honestly really thought she was going to say cabaret or Giovanni. She said her fetish. My fetish is hats. It's a hats. Everybody's like, hats? Shannon's like, why, do you have sex in hats or something? And she says, no, darling, you can use hats in cabaret. So she did get cabaret in there. And in red flag alert, James' fetish, he said his fetish is dating a house. My fetish is dating a housewife. And everybody, including Luann, gave him the side eye and was like, fame monger. There's something off about him. She's like, he's just being his authentic self. I think he's weird. I think he's on the prowl for. I think he's on the prowl for somebody like Luann, who's famous, who has some money. I think that's what he's looking for. Ashley's then talking to Mitch. And he's like, I really like Luann. I like her a lot, but I haven't gotten any time with her. Ashley is like Ashley says what we've all been saying. Then you got to go shoot your shot. You got to take your chance. Because they don't come every day. So you got to take your chance. He's like, I really can't, because James is always cock blocking me. James is always in there. He's always acting up. So Mark pulls Giselle to the side, and he's like, I like you. How about if we give it a go? She's like, nah, thanks. She's basically, listen, the only reason why you're here is because Luann's with James. She's hemmed up with James. If she wasn't with James, you wouldn't be here. This is gonna be hard pass, because there is no woman that wants to be somebody's second choice. Mark's like, no, that's not how it is. That's not how it is at all. She's like, no, I'm gonna shut this down off camera. She's like, he's over here with me because he wants to be here. That's what he wants. He just wants to be here. It's like she didn't say he wants a free vacation, but he just wants to be here. Which I agree. Okay, so then Giselle and Phil are talking, and as it turns out, Cynthia Bailey and her ex-husband was at Philip's house at one point in time, and because he says when she walked in, I don't think she recognized me. So Giselle's like, wait a minute. Off camera, she's like, I didn't know this. It seems like he's like hiding something. And I'm going to tell you, I tend to agree with her. Like this episode, I don't know what it was about Phil. There was something about him that was throwing me off. I don't know if it was that bedazzled denim vest. I don't know, but I thought it was, no, there's something off about him. I'm going to tell you who she should have kept. I'll say it again. She should have kept Jay. Jay would never worn that. She messed up when she let go of Jay. Okay, so Shannon, this is foreshadowing. But Shannon is talking with Earl, and he's worried about, he has two houses. He has a house in Florida, and then he has a primary residence in Georgia. So he's worried about his house in Florida because Hurricane Helene is coming. Okay, so we go back to Philip and Giselle. This is where it comes in. He's talking about, we can be friends. I could see us being friends. I could see us being lovers. I could see us getting our kink on. And off camera, Giselle's like, where has this been? And why is he saying this now? Is this the genuine him? Or is he just saying all of this to like win this whole thing? You know? Which I agree. He wasn't like this at first. Like at first, he was very subdued, and now it's almost like he's changing it up so that, you know, to what he thinks that she would like. And once again, I have written, he's throwing me off with that top. The top was terrible. Okay, Ashley and Wale. Listen, I'm going to tell you what. She needs to keep Wale, because he was talking about his mom, and his mom was like, he said his mom would give him affirmations all the time. Like tell him you're smart and you're smart and you can do anything you put your mind to, and you can do anything. And she would always like just build up his confidence. And he's like that. He says he's like that with his niece. I'm going to tell you what, that right there, That's a good man. She needs to pick Wale. She really does need to pick Wale. Okay. James and Luann are talking, and he's like, listen, I'm going to do whatever needs to be done to keep this thing going outside of the Love Hotel. Because it would be a long distance relationship. And she's a little nervous about a long distance relationship working. Giselle has not given any time to Theo, and I think she should. She's talking with Theo, and she's like, I could see him. She's like, I could see you doing some modeling. He's like, oh, I did a little bit of modeling, and then it comes out that Phil actually was a model. I think he's honestly, I don't think his intentions are pure. I just don't think they are. There's something about him. You know whose intentions were pure? Jay. That's right. And I think Theo's are too. But Jay, she should have never let him go. I hope Giselle picks Theo for the overnight. But to be honest with you, she's not going to end up with anybody because I don't think she's there for love. I don't think she's there for love at all. Okay. Ralph. Okay, so Ralph and Ashley are talking. He's like, I didn't mention my fetishes. Well, he said his fetish is silence, and everybody laughed. But he's not comfortable talking about his fetishes in front of people. And she's like, well, she's like, that's when she mentions her relationship with the lady. And he's like, okay, well, listen, if that's who you are, then let's discuss it. But if it's a phase, then let's discuss it. She's like, well, it's not really a phase, and the relationship meant a lot with me. And then she comes out and she says she's bisexual. So off camera, she's like, if he's gonna have to be okay with the girls and the gays. Ralph says he's okay with it. But listen, there's a part of me that is like, I don't know if I buy that. Like, I don't know if I buy that or not. And then he says he's falling for her. It's been a week. Have I caught feelings quickly in the past? Yes. There have been times I've caught feelings very quickly in the past. Is it in the past? Yes. When I say in the past, I mean decades ago. Okay. He's in his 60s? He's 60. Oh, I would think that would have, I don't know. What am I talking about? I don't know anything about love. So maybe you can catch feelings real quickly when you're, in your 60s. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, who's cynical about love. Very. Okay. So Mitch is talking to Luann, and I agree with him. He's like, for some people, what's he say? He says, money, looks, and power will get some people in bad relationships. And then he's like, I don't think James treats you respectfully. And why do you accept that? And she gets very offended. She's like, she's like, well, thank you for talking to me, for catching up with me about this. But James is living his authentic self. He's living his authentic life. He's getting me a drink right now, and he's living his authentic life. She got very upset. Now, listen, is she getting very upset because there's a little doubt in her mind? I'm just saying. If there's not a little doubt in your mind, then why would you get all offended by that? Okay, so the next day, it's 48 hours till checkup. Everybody shows up. Everybody's, in the room where it's going to happen, the room where it happens, and everybody is dressed. James shows up shirtless. And then the Countess comes in. He's acting like a fool. He's a fool. I think he's doing all of this. I think this is all performative for the show. And and the Countess comes in and she's like, James, darling, that's not chic. You have to go. You have to go and put a shirt on. Everybody's like, please put a shirt on. And I get it. Listen, Earl had his shirt off, but that was on a boat. This is in a conference room. So that's what I was told in one of my meetings. This is not a boat. This is a conference room. Put a shirt on. Meredith. Wait a minute. Is it one here? That's what I thought. It's casual day. So anyways, where did I leave off at? Okay. Shannon spills some news. She says she asked Earl to move into his room. And I'm going to tell you, this is going to end badly. This is not going to end well. None of the ladies like this. I feel like she's doing this because she wants to see if they can like get along in close quarters. I don't think it's going to work out. It's announced that there's going to be a spa group date. So of course, that's when James puts it out there. Nobody better touch Luann. She's my girlfriend. Ain't nobody wants to touch her. Calm down, except for maybe Mitch and Mark, but Mark's moved on, so no. And the ladies aren't buying this love bombing that James is putting out either. So it's spa. I thought this spa was going to be like super nice. It was kind of crappy. Like, I mean, it's better than anything that I have gone. Well, no, it's not better than anything that I've gone to, because I went up to Bedford Springs, and that was beautiful. So no, I can't say it's better than anything I've been to, because Bedford Springs was better than that. Okay, Ashley's over there kissing up on Ralph, and then goes over and wants to talk to Wale. He's like, no, I'm busy right now. So then listen, he feels like Ashley, he's done with this. He's done playing this game. So he eventually goes over, talks to Ashley. He's like, listen, I've been here since Jump Street. You should have enough data to make your decision on. And I want to talk to you and everything. I'm going to make this work. But at this point, he's like losing respect for himself, that he's letting this like continue on where Ralph is getting 2 minutes and then he's getting 2 minutes. You know, this whole back and forth. And she's like, so are you checking out? He's like, I'm not checking out. I'm just not going to play this game anymore. I get that. If I was him, he should have left. That's how you can tell he really likes her. Okay. So Earl moves in. He moves all his stuff in. And like I said, Shannon is doing this so they can see, can we live together? Okay. So remember I told you Earl has 2 homes. He has a home in Florida, and then he has a primary home in Georgia. So Hurricane, we find out that Hurricane Helene makes landfall. And the next morning, Shannon's crying. We find out that Earl left and never came back. So Shannon had gone, the night before, Shannon had gone out with the ladies. She's out having fun. But she doesn't hear from him. She's texting him. She doesn't hear from him. So we then see that the hurricane made landfall in Florida and Georgia. So she says that she asked him about the hurricane, like what's going on. He said it didn't hit his house and everything was okay. So she went out. And then she didn't hear from him. So an hour before the ladies show up, Earl comes over and he's pissed because he's like the storm was coming and I was worried, and here you are going out and you're not spending the time with me. I'm not the priority. And she was like, I asked if it was okay. I mean, if your houses were okay, you said it was. I mean, she's not a mind reader. Like, and here's another thing. She did say communication, we need communication. But if he didn't want her to go, like, if he was that worried and he didn't want her to go, he should have just been like, I'm really worried about this. Would you mind staying? She said she would have stayed. So he wants her to be a mind reader. And then he should have just said, please don't go to dinner. So she's supposed to be either a mind reader or she's supposed to be tracking the trajectory. Nope, can't say it. Checking the trajectory of this storm. What is she all? I know we call her Shannon Storm Bedore, but she's really not like a meteorologist. She doesn't work for the Weather Channel or NOAA where she can just track the trajectory of a storm. I mean, come on. And you know what? Giselle brought up a good point. He's like, you weren't there for me. You weren't there for me. Where was he whenever she had her 1 year anniversary of her DUI? And it meant a lot for her to actually have him there and be like, look how I am moving forward with my life. I'm moving forward with my life. And he wasn't. So this is a red flag. Get out, Shannon. Shannon Storm Bedore is not going to watch this, but get out. This is just it. Get out. You've known him 2 weeks. You've had 2 blow-ups and you've just met. And it sounded to me like she was like, we're going to see where we go from this. I tell you where you should go. Break up. It should be a breakup. This is not, I told this, she saw this from the beginning where she criticized him for something and he blew up. So this, the second disagreement, the second blow up in 2 weeks. No, get out of that, girl. So all the guys are waiting for the ladies to come down to the conference room, come down and meet them. And they sort of skim the surface with Earl about Shannon, and the ladies then come in. And the ladies are like, listen, we came down from Shannon's room. This is bullshit. She's crying. What the hell happened? And didn't he really then proceed to lie on Shannon? No. So next week, no. So next week is the finale. And, you know, on Watch What Happens Live, afterwards, Shannon was on. She brought Mark. Mark was in the audience with her daughter. But wait, hold on. They're just friends. She says that she's friends with, she's remained friends with some of the men that are on the show. So, here we go. She didn't mention anything about whether she's with Earl or not, because obviously, you know, they can't until the finale. But honestly, listen, if she's with him, if she's still with him, I'm gonna be mad because I can't see that working out. And then she's just gonna be devastated again. So, okay, listen, what time is it? Oh my gosh, it's just time. It's time to take Jack out. Speaking of which, listen, I need everybody to send out prayers and positive thoughts our way, because Jack, my little baby boy Jack, he's going in to get some of his teeth pulled tomorrow. And I'm going to be a nervous wreck. Like a nervous wreck. So, please put out some prayers out in the universe. We've had, some of our dogs in the past have had teeth removed, teeth pulled. And it went fine. But you know me, I get nervous about everything. So please put some prayers out there and some positive energy. And listen, if you watch this week of Love Hotel, please let me know what you thought. If nobody told you yet today, you were loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world so it comes right back at you. I thought somebody was at my door. Also, please take care of one another. Be aware of your surroundings. Be smart and safe. Let's hydrate with some water. Wham ham. And if you're in a dangerous situation, please know that Dolly and I are sending out our love, thoughts, prayers, and all the positive energy and vibes that you need to make it through. Love you guys. And I will probably see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Maybe. Bye, guys.